Welcome to the Gut 360 podcast. I'm your host, Eli Brecher, a Registered Associate Nutritionist on a mission to empower you to transform the health of your mind, body, and gut. This podcast is the place where we share nutrition tips, mindset tools, and actionable steps to help you thrive on your journey to a healthier gut and a happier you. If you're ready to get into the driver's seat of your own health and unlock your full potential, you're in the right place, and I am so glad you're here. Hello, and welcome back to the Gut 360 podcast. I cannot believe it's December already. Can someone tell me where this year has gone? Now, I don't know about you, but I used to find December the hardest month to stay on track with my health goals. In the past, December would be the month where all the healthy habits I'd built throughout the year would pretty much go out the window. And I know that so many of my clients feel the same way. With all the social events and festive celebrations, it can sometimes be easy to overindulge. And let's be honest, too much mulled wine and mince pie can take a toll on your health. So it's no wonder everyone around us is complaining about poor digestion, mood slumps, bad skin, tiredness, bloating, brain fog. We tend to consume lots more high sugar and high fat comfort foods at this time of year, as well as overdoing it with those late nights and the Christmas parties, and so not getting enough sleep. Now, all of these factors can negatively impact our health, and specifically our gut microbiome, which affects not just our digestive system, but also our mood, skin, and weight. So today I'm sharing 8 tips to help you survive the festive season while keeping your health intact. So grab a matcha or a pumpkin spice latte if you're feeling festive. And before we get into the episode, let's kick off with our food of the week, as we always do. This week's food of the week is butternut squash, which is a great source of vitamins A and C, both really important for your immune system and your skin health. Squash is also high in antioxidants, and it's a great addition to winter salads. I've got a couple of recipes on my website, like my squash, avocado, and chickpea salad, and also my butter bean squash and strawberry salad. I've linked them both in the show notes below this episode. And both of these salads are always a crowd pleaser, especially if you don't consider yourself a salad person. They're really hearty and satiating and full of flavor, so give them a go and let me know what you think. Now let's dive into my 8 tips to survive the festive season. Number 1 is to start with a healthy breakfast. What you do first thing really can dictate how the rest of the day will look. So I always advise using the first meal of the day to get in a good dose of nutrients, balance your blood sugar levels, and keep you feeling full. I did a whole episode in season 1 about how to build a balanced breakfast with protein, healthy fats, and fiber. So go back and listen to that one if you haven't already. But some quick breakfast ideas could be natural yogurt with oats and stewed apples or plums. You could do porridge with berries and almond butter and cinnamon, or blend up a blueberry and avocado protein smoothie. Or you could do poached eggs and spinach on sourdough toast. That's just a few ideas to get you started. My second tip is to eat before you drink. Now, drinking on an empty stomach can cause your blood sugar levels to rise and fall very quickly, which can make you feel unwell and also cause you to get drunk faster. So it's better to have a balanced meal before you drink or enjoy alcohol with your food. And this helps to slow down how quickly your body absorbs the alcohol and keeps you on your feet. My third tip is to stay hydrated, especially when drinking. Staying hydrated is so essential to supporting our body's natural detoxification organs, so our liver, our kidneys, and our intestines. You can sip on herbal teas throughout the day and infuse your water bottle with a few slices of lemon and cucumber to ensure that you're staying hydrated and encourage you to keep drinking. Alcohol can also make you feel dehydrated because it makes you lose fluids faster. And this is one of the main reasons for feeling hungover the next day. So to help stay hydrated, drink a glass of water between each alcoholic drink. And this is going to help to slow down your drinking, keep you hydrated, and it could make your hangover less severe too. And remember to have a large glass of water before going to bed. My fourth tip is to try non-alcoholic alternatives. There are lots of tasty alcohol-free drinks out there to choose from these days. So if you do want to cut back on alcohol, switch out every other drink for a non-alcoholic option, and that can help you to enjoy the night without overdoing it. Plus, you'll avoid some of the negative effects of drinking too much. Just watch out for those sugary mixes, which can still add in extra calories. One of my personal favorite alcohol alternatives is actually a kombucha served over ice. So kombucha is a fermented tea, so it's great for our gut health. And that brings me nicely onto my next tip, which is to incorporate fermented foods. Sauerkraut, kimchi, kombucha, miso, tempeh, and live yogurt all contain good bacteria, which supports and nourishes our gut microbiome. And this can help to improve digestion, support our immune system, and also help with weight management. And these good bacteria can also be found in probiotic supplements, which might be worth exploring under the guidance of a qualified registered nutritionist if your gut needs some extra care at this time of year. But probiotics can be a whole minefield to understand. I've tried to break it down in a previous podcast episode all about probiotics, but feel free to drop me a DM or get in touch for a consultation if you're looking for more bespoke supplement advice. The next tip is to eat the rainbow, and I love this one. I always encourage people to consume a colorful and diverse range of plant-based foods. So vegetables, fruits, nuts, seeds, whole grains, beans, and legumes. Make your plate as colorful as possible because all of these contribute to a healthy and diverse gut microbiome. And also take advantage of the delicious seasonal produce, things like beetroots and carrots, pumpkin, wild mushrooms, and pears, all at their prime right now. My seventh tip is to get moving. On the Gut 360 podcast, we always take a 360-degree approach to gut health because, as you know, nutrition really is just one piece of the puzzle. And it's about so much more than just the food we eat. So let's talk about the importance of keeping physically active. Poor digestion has been associated with lower energy levels, increased psychological stress, and it might also contribute to weight gain. So staying active has so many perks, from keeping your digestive system regular to reducing stress levels, which often creep up at this time of year. A brisk morning walk and some yoga or gentle stretching is a great way to get the blood flowing and keep food moving through your gut in a healthy way, as well as anything else you enjoy, whether that's dancing or swimming or tennis or kickboxing or Pilates. Just find an exercise that you enjoy and you can stick to, and that way it will be more sustainable. My final tip is to relax. The gut-brain axis is the two-way communication system between your gut and your brain, and that's why stress can often manifest as digestive symptoms, and digestive issues may be linked with increased levels of anxiety and depression. The lead up to Christmas can be a particularly stressful and busy period for many of us, so it can be helpful to support your nervous system with relaxation techniques to move your body out of fight or flight mode and into rest and digest mode. And we can do this by integrating a regular meditation or breathwork practice into our morning routine, or simply taking a few slow, deep breaths before each meal. At the end of the day, it's nice to celebrate and enjoy a drink or two if that's what you enjoy, but being mindful of how much you're having can help you feel better and stay healthier. So I really hope these tips help you to embrace the festive fun without worrying about hangovers or the long-term health risks. Before we wrap up, let's jump into our nutrition Q&A. And the question I'm answering today, which was submitted on my Instagram, is what are UPFs and should I be worried about eating them? Okay, so let's break this down. UPF stands for ultra processed foods. And what that means is if you go to the supermarket and you pick up something in a package, you turn it over and you see a long list of ingredients, maybe 10 or more ingredients, many of which you won't even recognize or know how to pronounce. They wouldn't be ingredients that you'd keep in your kitchen. They would be things like artificial sweeteners, preservatives, emulsifiers, stabilizers, gums, all these additives that, let's be honest, our great-grandparents would not have been eating. And these can have a really detrimental effect on our gut microbiome in particular. As we know, our gut microbiome is so important for our overall health, not just our digestion, but like we've said, our skin, our mood, our weight, our hormones. It plays a role in our heart health as well, brain and mental health. So really try to minimize ultra processed foods as much as possible and stick to real whole foods with natural ingredients where you can. That doesn't mean you can never eat them in your diet. I'd say when you're at home cooking for yourself, just try and eat those real whole foods and have as healthy a diet as possible. When you're out and about, it's okay to be flexible, but it's about making healthy choices the majority of the time. Don't forget you can submit your nutrition questions to be answered on the podcast Q&A by sending me a DM on Instagram at Eli Brecher Nutrition. Before I leave you until next Monday, I have a very quick favor to ask you. If you have ever learned anything or taken any value from my podcast episodes, I would be so grateful if you could take literally 10 seconds to rate and leave a review wherever you're listening to this. It makes such a difference to the amount of people we can reach. And the more people we reach, the more people we can help on their journey to a healthier gut and a happier life. I love hearing from you guys, so please let me know if you found this episode helpful and if you try out any of these tips. And I will be back in your ears next Monday morning with another guest interview on the Gut 360 podcast. Make sure you hit the follow button so you don't miss it. Thank you so much for listening to today's episode of the Gut 360 podcast. If you enjoyed this podcast or learned something new, it would mean the world to me if you could leave a 5-star review on Apple, Spotify, or wherever you're listening. And make sure you hit follow for weekly episodes every Monday morning. Do share this podcast with anyone who you think it may benefit. And for your chance to win a free online nutrition consultation with me, just take a screenshot of this episode and share it on your Instagram stories, tagging @Eli Brecher Nutrition so I can repost you. See you back here next Monday.